seems like as fairy tales, but someone's missing. I will begin with a scripture on 2 Corinthians.
New day, new drama in South Africa. According to new reports, Presley Chweneyagae's wife seen in a Lamborghini worth $24 million that has left many asking questions. Please like this video as you watch. In the days following the untimely and heartbreaking death of South African actor Presley Chweneyagae, a striking and unexpected image began circulating across social media and tabloids. A woman believed to be his wife was photographed behind the wheel of a gleaming Lamborghini, reportedly valued at over $24 million. The vehicle, a symbol of elite wealth and high-status living, appeared starkly at odds with the somber mood surrounding Presley's passing. This incident has ignited a firestorm of speculation and divided public opinion. Some see it as a moment of indulgence in a time of mourning, while others believe it to be a harmless act that has been blown out of proportion by gossip and voyeurism. To understand the full scope of this developing narrative, it's essential to examine the facts, the possibilities, and the cultural undercurrents that have transformed one image into a national conversation. Presley Chweneyagae was no ordinary actor. Known internationally for his lead role in the Oscar-winning film Tsotsi, 2005, Presley quickly became a household name, not just in South Africa, but across the world. Raised in a modest household in Northwest Province, his rise to fame was seen as inspirational. He embodied the idea that talent, grit, and determination could transcend social boundaries. Despite achieving fame early in life, Chweneyagae remained grounded. He largely avoided the typical trappings of celebrity, choosing instead to focus on meaningful projects in local theater, mentorship of aspiring actors, and various community development initiatives. His work with the State Theatre and independent productions in South Africa gave many young performers a platform to showcase their talent. When news of his sudden death broke, the nation was stunned. Tributes flooded in from politicians, fellow actors, journalists, and ordinary citizens. Many spoke not just of his artistic gifts, but also of his kindness, humility, and consistent commitment to social upliftment. Just a few days after the funeral proceedings, an unexpected event disrupted the mourning. A woman bearing a strong resemblance to Presley's wife was seen driving a luxurious Lamborghini, a high-performance Italian supercar known for its extravagant design and unmatched speed. The car in question, believed to be the Aventador SVJ, retails for well over $24 million in South Africa. The sighting allegedly took place in Sandton, one of Johannesburg's most affluent areas. Witnesses reported seeing the woman arriving at a high-end shopping district, later stopping by a luxury restaurant where she was seen dining alone. She was reportedly dressed elegantly, calm in demeanor, and did not acknowledge onlookers or media presence. Images of the scene were quickly posted online, and within hours, social media platforms were flooded with commentary, speculation, and wild theories. The backlash was immediate and intense. Many on Twitter and Instagram expressed disbelief and anger. How could someone so recently bereaved be out and about in such a flashy vehicle? They asked. Some users questioned whether the relationship between Presley and his wife had been what it appeared to be. Others insinuated foul play, suggesting that the timing and extravagance of the display were suspicious. We just buried a national hero. Now his wife is driving a $24 million car? Something is off. We deserve answers. In contrast, others leapt to the woman's defense, pointing out that grief expresses itself in many forms and that no one has the right to dictate how a widow mourns. People grieve differently. Maybe this was his car. Maybe it brings her comfort. Let's stop policing how women should act after loss. There were also voices urging the public not to jump to conclusions. Several fans reminded others that Presley had been in the industry for over 2 decades, more than enough time to accumulate wealth, investments, and assets beyond the public eye. With no official statement from the Chweneyagae family or Presley's estate, several theories have emerged to explain the appearance of the luxury vehicle. One of the most straightforward possibilities is that the Lamborghini was part of Presley's private collection or assets. Despite his modest public persona, Presley could have invested his earnings wisely over the years, building a fortune unknown to the public. It's not uncommon for celebrities to keep their financial affairs under wraps to maintain a certain public image. Another plausible scenario is that the car was not owned outright. High-end cars are frequently leased, rented, or temporarily loaned, especially for events, photo shoots, or short-term indulgences. If the Lamborghini was rented or borrowed, the incident may have been less about flaunting wealth and more about escaping the pain of mourning, if only for a brief moment. Social media also floated the possibility that the Lamborghini was gifted to the widow by a friend or associate in Presley's circle, either as a show of solidarity or emotional support. This theory, however, has stirred additional speculation, with some wondering whether there are hidden relationships or dynamics yet to be revealed. A more abstract theory suggests that the act of driving the Lamborghini may have been symbolic. Perhaps Presley had always dreamed of owning one, and this was her way of honoring that dream. It might have been a posthumous celebration of a life lived with restraint and dignity, now expressed in one grand gesture. This incident has highlighted a recurring issue in South African society: how women, especially widows, are often subjected to harsher scrutiny when navigating wealth and grief. Had it been Presley himself who drove the car weeks before his death, public reaction might have been different, perhaps celebratory. There's an underlying belief that women, especially in mourning, must remain visibly heartbroken, demure, and restrained. Deviating from this narrow script often results in criticism, judgment, or worse, suspicion. The Lamborghini saga has exposed these double standards and sparked a deeper conversation about how society treats women who inherit power, money, or visibility after a man's death. While the image of a grieving widow in a 24 million Lamborghini might seem incongruous, we must remember that public perception is shaped by incomplete information. In the absence of verified facts, speculation fills the void, and sometimes that speculation does more harm than good. Until and unless Presley's family or legal representatives release an official statement, all claims remain unconfirmed. What we can affirm is that Presley Chweneyagae's legacy should not be reduced to social media intrigue or judgment over possessions. He was a once-in-a-generation talent whose contributions to the arts and society at large will endure far longer than any car ever could. At its core, this story is not about a car. It's about how we respond to loss, how we perceive wealth, and how we judge others through the narrow lens of our own biases. Whether Presley Chweneyagae's wife was merely seeking a moment of freedom, paying tribute to her late husband, or expressing personal agency in a time of pain, we may never know for sure.